Hey everybody, Doug8798 here. This is my salute of the entire X-Men franchise. I am a huge fan of the X-Men franchise. I own several comic books from the 80s and 90s, which is of course referred to as the Uncanny X-Men. Of course, I got my start with the early 90s X-Men animated series, which started it all for the Marvel animated universe and was a huge ratings draw for Fox Kids in the 90s and has been shown several times in syndication. I also saw the Pride of X-Men TV pilot, which was a pilot that aired in 1989 with funding from the 13th episode of the RoboCop animated series, with animation done by Toei and with character designs and a lineup similar to the 70s and 80s X-Men. I also enjoyed that pilot. This pilot was one of the coolest one episode cartoon series I've ever seen. It sucks that this pilot never became a series, and this pilot had one of the most hilarious theme songs. X-Men, X-Men, this is the day Magneto's coming. It was just hilariously awesome. And then I love the 90s X-Men theme. I'm watching the 90s show right now. It's one of my favorite cartoons. When I watch it now, I'm surprised how good it is with the characters, the depth, and the actual, and staying true to the comic book storylines, and just the huge lineup. Then I love what they did in 2000 when they when they did X-Men Evolution, which was pretty much an evolution and reimagining of the X-Men franchise. It features Scott Cyclops, it features Scott Summers, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and those people as teenagers dealing with their lives as mutants and focusing on normal high school life. I thought that was a pretty good series. I love the animation and the character designs in that show. Then the story got even better in the later seasons with Apocalypse. Then I loved the same creators. They later came back in 2009 and of course did Wolverine and the X-Men, which was okay. Character designs, they went back to their old roots, which was the 90s X-Men character designs. But just like X-Men Evolution, it was once again another reimagining of the X-Men franchise, because in this X-Men series, Wolverine's a leader and Cyclops is more of the loner type character in this show. Then last year on G4, on the channel G4, which is a channel my grandmother recommended me to, I saw X-Men, the X-Men and the 2011 X-Men anime, and I saw the other Marvel anime series, and I thought these were also awesome, despite what some critics think. As for the movies, I love the first, second, and third movies, even though I thought X-Men 3 kind of sucked. It was still an enjoyable movie. Same with Origins, which I also think sucked, but it was awesome and still entertaining. X-Men First Class, I hated X-Men First Class, and it briefly turned me down to X-Men until I started watching these animated series again. It just made me realize how awesome X-Men was. I didn't lose interest, but I didn't stop liking X-Men. I just lost interest due to the X-Men First Class sucking and being terrible. I don't care what no one says, that film was garbage. Then the sequel to that film, Days of the Past, which is a comic book arc in the X-Men Uncanny X-Men series, that looks like it's gonna be a better movie because of the characters they have involved. But I don't think that's gonna be good. But I'm looking forward to that, and I just wanted to do this salute of the X-Men. I'll do more in-depth reviews of each of these things, with the exception of First Class. Alright, Doug out.